Hello everyone, Anton Maltsev here. Welcome to my new video. And today I will tell and show you what an additional training plan for football players should look like. Okay, let's get started. I think each of you understands that in team training you do the same exercises and the same elements that your whole team does. Thus, you are all on the same level. In such training, the one who stands out will be the more gifted and more talented. But as practice shows, you won't get far on talent alone. Therefore, to stand out with your football skills on the field, be a head above your peers, and be noticed by the best academies in the country and national team scouts, you must train. First, better than everyone, and second, more than everyone. Look at Cristiano Ronaldo. He is the very example of how daily extra training helped him grow from an average football player into a global football star. He is now 35 years old, but he continues to improve himself both on the football field, in team training, and in additional sessions. Therefore, daily extra training is essential in this matter. Now let's move on to what your daily plan should consist of and what kind of training it should include. I will now talk about a comprehensive approach that will help you become significantly stronger than your peers and get into the best academies in your country and also the national team. Let's take one day from our training program, which you can purchase via the link in the description of this video. Let's start with the first point, field training. It is divided into 5 areas. The first area is developing a feel for the ball. This routine takes no more than 20 to 30 minutes. It helps you handle the ball much more smoothly and keep it under control at all times. This is your foundation on which you begin to build yourself as a professional football player. Mastering this skill makes it much easier to get into the top academies in Russia because scouts first look at how you handle the ball. Next is the second area, which is various juggling techniques for developing skills, specifically when the ball is in the air. The focus here is not on juggling as many times as possible, that's a completely useless activity, but on the variety of juggling, outside, inside, lift, high, low, different combinations, and so on. This way, you develop yourself as a versatile football player who can adapt to any ball. It doesn't matter if it goes to the inside, outside of the foot, or even to the back. We dedicate about 10 to 15 minutes to this. Then we move to the third area. Here there are various ball receptions both from the ground and from the air. In a game, there are different situations, and you must be ready to receive any ball in any position. And here, there are 2 possible scenarios. First, the opponent is constantly lurking behind you, and any awkward ball reception can end in an interception and a dangerous attack on your goal. And the second option, a quick and quality ball reception determines how quickly you, for example, turn around and start developing an attack. We allocate 10 minutes for this. After receiving the ball, we move to the fourth area, and in the fourth area, we do an exercise to develop short and long dribbling for speed. It's important to combine these exercises. In a match, there are also many moments when you are in a tight spot on the field. There's confusion, and at that moment, you need to use short dribbling. Otherwise, if you let the ball go even 10 centimeters away from you, the opponent will take it. Or there are moments when you need to quickly switch to long dribbling to cover empty space and develop the attack faster. We allocate 20 to 30 minutes for these exercises, and we move to the fifth area and finish our training by developing passing skills. These are various passes and ball receptions. You know that with one accurate and fast pass, you can cut through the entire opponent's defense and set up your teammate for a one-on-one. If you have quality short and long passes, you can create a scoring opportunity out of nothing. All your partner needs is to open up intelligently. Such players are mainly considered the brain of the team, without which the game plan would not be the same. This concludes our field training. It usually lasts from 1.5 to 2 hours. And now we move on to the next point. This is the second training session, which will last no more than 20 to 30 minutes. This is stretching development. It is best to do it after training, as our muscles are already warmed up and will stretch much better. Now let's go over why stretching is needed at all. First, good stretching helps avoid unnecessary injuries that can take you out of the training process for a long time. And of course, during this time, you won't be able to train. And then you'll also need to get back in shape, which will take some additional time. Second, after workouts, lactic acid accumulates in the muscles, which can injure them. Stretching helps to disperse it. And third, your range of motion increases significantly. On the field, there are moments when you need just a couple of centimeters more to reach the ball, score a goal, or make a tackle. Stretching in this regard will also be useful, so pay special attention to it. Next, we move on to our third training session, which is strength development. You know that football without duels is not football. If you lose 90% of the battles, that's not good. Moreover, there are plenty of examples when young football players are not taken into teams, being told that they are too small, skinny, and weak. In this case, you should develop both your strength and muscle endurance. I prefer bodyweight exercises. These include various push-ups, squats, planks for core strengthening, pull-up bars, parallel bars, and so on. Therefore, strength training in football is also important. We dedicate about 30 minutes to it, and then we move on to our final point, the final training in the daily plan. This is training for developing technique. It is specifically designed for practicing various game situations. That is, here we work on elements that we can use in training or in a game. Such exercises are meant to be performed in a confined space so that, again, the ball is constantly under your control and does not bounce 5 meters away from you. Brazilians are considered some of the most skillful football players in the world because they play football from childhood in narrow streets, where several players are on each square meter. If they let the ball get even a little away from them, it will be taken immediately. This routine also takes no more than 30 minutes. Here is our day, consisting of 4 training sessions with one main additional session on the field, which takes about 1.5 to 2 hours, followed by 3 targeted sessions that take no more than 20 to 30 minutes. For example, a stretching and strength training session can be done right after the field session, and a technique training session can be done in the middle of the day or in the evening. And also, according to your schedule, you still have a main training session with the team. This approach to training is more professional. That is, you do not do the same exercises throughout the month, but you do different training sessions for technique, passing development, ball control, strength, and stretching. And this approach will help you get into the best academies in the country and Russia. I am sure of it. I have tried it myself. You can apply this principle yourself using the workouts available on my channel. I will leave links to these workouts in the correct sequence, as I mentioned in this video, in the pinned comment below this video. Also, don't forget that you can download the mobile app for football players, Football Pro, with full training programs, whether on the field or at home. Wherever you are, choose the right program and get to work. Download it on Google Play or the App Store using the links below this video.